Yay Media Group. He was a Beverly Hills kid himself.
He came up with money.
Yeah.
He always wears a sports coat.
Always.
Every time you see him.
Always looks like put together, really nice guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Like super nice guy.
Did he go to school with them?
He went to school with Tori Spelling
But
and
he
all
didn't
of
go
them.
to school with the Menendez
I
brothers,
think he did. His siblings, yeah. Hey guys, episode 74. I don't know how many times before we start recording that I'm like, are you ready? Are you ready? It's almost like I'm waiting on you because you're delayed, but almost like a habit now that I just say it multiple times.
Well, it's Groundhog's Day. Before we start, you always go, Riley, what episode are we on? Oh, 74. Okay.
I always forget.
And then you just go, all right. And then she starts rolling and you go, hey guys, episode 74 here.
Well, do you want to do it?
No, it's tradition now.
Whatever. I'd also want to add, we are going to do a Q&A on one of our episodes. I will put that out on my Instagram for you all to send your questions. So it's just also, I feel like it's better to like communicate with everybody whenever you do Q&A. I feel like it's a bonding thing.
Yeah, people, they get their questions and of what they want to ask and hear.
I know. And I try if I see.
And sometimes people give us their feedback without us asking.
Well, that's people just in general.
I know, I'm just kidding.
By the way, you like my new top?
Oh, yeah. It's very Jordan.
Yeah, right? It looks like Lululemon.
What is it?
I got an extra large because reviews. I have, which we've talked about, my fupa. And people were like, if you don't want it tight around your midsection, then to size up. And I don't like it tight around my midsection because I have that bump on my belly. And but it is a little loose. I should have probably went with the large, but I like it. I like this color.
Why don't you wash it and shrink it like you did all my clothes?
That sweater, the pink sweater I put that on the other day and you shrunk that. You put it in the dryer and you put it in with the towels. And now it's all looks like, I don't know, plucked.
Yeah. I keep all my clothes.
You didn't tell me.
I know, but I keep the clothes that I don't want dried, like in a separate pile.
You should have told me you didn't want them dried.
And then I threw them in there yesterday because I had my workout clothes. And I was like, you know what? Who cares? I'll just wash it all because I didn't want to do a small load.
And I saw your workout clothes. And so I was like, oh, it's his workout clothes. So I just threw it in. I thought I was being helpful. Like, oh, I'm going to do another step so Jeff doesn't have to worry about doing this. I thought I was being helpful. But, well, you've lost a lot of weight, so they should fit really nice.
Yeah, well, or that or Lawson and Layton could wear my polo, so.
They're not shrunk that bad.
They're pretty shrunk.
Did you try them on?
No, I just complained about it.
Okay, well.
Because I picked them up and they look like they were Lawson shirts.
We'll see and we'll figure it out.
Put it on the list.
Knowing you probably bought them very cheap too. That makes me feel better.
No, I didn't. Those are nice. Those are nice polos.
Well, then that makes me feel really bad.
If they weren't nice.
Normally you buy like cheap stuff, so it doesn't make me feel as bad.
No, if I buy a nice shirt, you know what I've learned? Like, as I got older, it's worth spending the money, but not like, so if you buy like a cheap shirt, you buy like 3 of those. It ends up being the same price as like a nice polo that you could wear for years and years. You know what I'm saying? Like I like Hugo Boss fits me really nice.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Don't go there again. But it fits me really nice. And then if I wash it, it's too tight. And if I eat a cheeseburger, it's over.
I put on the other day, I have this, it was like one of my favorite shirts. I wore it a lot on the podcast, a button down, and I put it on the other day. It was like, Tommy Boy, when he's like, fat guy in a little coat. It was like that with my arms. I was like, are you joking? And you shrunk it. I'm just going to like mail it to my mom because my mom is the only one that I know that's 90 pounds and could probably wear kids' clothes. So I'm just going to give it to her.
What a great thought. Hey, Ma, here's this 8-year-old sweater that I mailed you.
No, this was a newer shirt.
Oh, really?
That I had and you threw it in the dryer.
Yeah, I was just helping out the team.
Well, that's your payback.
But I had a lot of stuff in there.
Well, I didn't know. You shouldn't wash your nice stuff with your gym clothes anyways.
Well, it doesn't say. I don't wear like, I like the way Hugo Boss like fits me, but there's some Hugo Boss like plasters their logo all over. You ever see like those big Hugo Boss? I'm not into that stuff. Like people that wear like,
oh yeah.
Versace. Like just wear Versace's
shirts. Too much.
But you don't need a giant Versace on your chest.
That sounds like Jersey Shore to me.
Yeah. I just like a plain color, but it's a nice shirt. And you could tell the difference between like, nicer quality and just like, I'm not knocking Old Navy because I go there all the time. But you know what I mean? You can tell the difference for like if you're going out or something.
Yeah, but like for kids, Old Navy's got jams. Yeah.
The best deals ever.
It was like really good. And you know what I used to love? And they're not, is it still in business? Gap.
I don't know if that's in business anymore.
I used to go.
It probably is. I just haven't. It's probably in a mall, and I haven't been to a mall.
I shopped at Gap forever. And Gap Kids, when Lawson was a baby, there was one right by our old apartment in Santa Monica. I don't even know if it's still there anymore. And they had the best baby stuff for kids. It was Gap, but it seemed like it was a step up. Like it was fancier.
Everyone's up in their game. Old Navy's up in their game. Target's up in their game. You know who's got the best baby stuff that I loved when they were little kids?
Carter's? Carter?
No, that's good too. Zara.
Oh,
Zara
yeah.
For reasonable price for little kids. Great, like little outfits. I loved it.
I'm too fat for Zara too. I'm too fat for Lululemon and I'm too fat for Zara. Zara never fits me right. If you have big boobs and a butt, or maybe if you just have that body or that look, every single time I went to Zara, you would get all your CBS interview clothes from there.
Yeah.
And I would go off by myself. And this was when I was like 125 pounds. I still like their tops. My boobs would be popping out. Their jeans just don't fit me right. Maybe it's different now, but
it's very European cut.
Yeah. I wouldn't, if we had to move to Europe, I would be screwed.
Well, there's other stores.
I'd be like spilling out of stuff. No, because European
Spieling? Don't tell me that's a word. Did you just missay
no,
spilling?
My mom says it.
Your mom says spieling?
Yeah.
You're spieling out of stuff?
Yeah, like I was just spieling out of it. Google it.
I don't need to Google it. It's wrong.
I don't know. You said the other one was wrong. What did we say on here?
Well, I know what you're talking about. I forgot, but it's definitely not spieling.
Like you're spilling out.
Spilling.
No, spilling out.
Are you serious right now?
Yes, I'm being dead serious.
Yeah, it's 1,000%.
We need a Riley fact check. Riley.
Riley, come in and tell her she's wrong. This
Riley,
isn't even a north-south thing.
I like giving a spiel. Is that what you're going off of?
No, she's saying spilling wrong.
Like spilling. You're spilling out of it.
It's spilling, like ill. You've fallen ill.
No, not spilling.
Listen.
Spilling.
You got the South on your side for whatever it was you said before.
Everybody's against me now.
You're not going to win.
All right.
You're not going to win anybody with this one.
All right.
We love you for it, though.
It's okay.
Thanks, Riley. It's really a nice compliment.
Well.
Mama was wrong again.
I know. Okay. Are we going to take a break? Because I do want to talk about something that might take longer.
Okay. Yeah. Let's take a quick little break.
Let's take a quick little break.
We'll spiel over to the next segment.
So we haven't done one of these in a while, like what we're watching. Jeff and I are watching Monsters right now on Netflix.
I think everybody's watching that. I would assume. It's
my next door neighbor had no idea about the Menendez murders, never heard of it, anything. And I have been almost like, I feel like kind of obsessed with it since I heard about it. When did I find out? I found out about it a couple years back when FX did that show on the Menendez brothers.
Right.
And I got really invested in that.
So that was the first time you heard about that?
Yeah. I mean, because that was like 89.
Yeah.
I was born in 86. Yeah. So, and obviously my parents, when would that come up? My parents never talked about it. And I remember calling my dad And I was like, do you remember back when the Menendez murders? My dad's like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was talking to my dad about it, and he was filling me in on what I had already seen on FX. And I think I got so obsessed with it because I couldn't believe that somebody could actually do that to their parents. And then, so I feel like now I'm only on episode 2. We just watched episode 2 on
3.
Monsters. Yeah. And when I watched the FX one, I felt like it more focused on the abuse that they experienced and the attorney, and she was kind of nurturing to them on the FX version.
Right. And we're not done with the Netflix
done with the Netflix one. So from what I've seen so far, they just got into the abuse.
Right. I think we're on episode 3. We finished episode 3.
Yeah. We're starting. No, I think we're starting episode 3. Maybe I'm wrong. But I was asking one of my girlfriends who lives in LA, and she worked on this show, on this series, and she did Lyle's makeup. And I said, do you think that they're innocent? And they're not innocent because they did do it. And what they did, I'm not saying that is like horrible. They should have never done that. But I was meaning the abuse. That's what I was talking about.
Well, there was some pretty graphic stuff in that last episode with the cinnamon and stuff. I don't want to give away too much.
But that's what I'm talking about. Like, when I hear that, then that makes me so mad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, then maybe that's why they went in with shotguns, because they were angry, which is not acceptable. I'm not saying you should do that. But my friend was like, no, I think they are guilty, and I think they were spoiled brats, and I think that they deserve to be in jail. And then Jeff had a buddy in LA that was a Beverly Hills kid. Grew up in Beverly Hills, went to high school with Tori Spelling. And I asked him, this was during that FX, when I was watching the FX series. I asked him, do you think, because you went to high school with them, do you think that they are guilty? And he said yes. He said they were always rich, spoiled. And this is somebody that lived in the area, and he was a Beverly Hills kid himself.
He came up with money.
Yeah.
He always wears a sports coat.
Always.
Every time you see him.
Always looks like put together, really nice guy.
Yeah, great guy.
Like super nice guy.
Did he go to school with them?
He went to school with Tori Spelling and all of them. He didn't
go to school with the Menendez
I think he did. His siblings, yeah. Either if he didn't, then his siblings did.
Yeah. I know exactly.
But me and him were at the bar talking because I had a few drinks, and I was like, "Can I ask you a question?" It was so random.
That conversation.
Yeah. And but he said the same thing. No, they are totally guilty. They were spoiled kids. But then I look at the comments on social media because I get very invested in this case. And everybody's like, they need to be free. Like there was somebody had posted about the boys wanting to get out, like a retrial. And everybody's like, they need to be let out. That was self-defense. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't know if it was self-defense. They definitely, I mean, there's two sides. I see both sides. The first one is, listen, people get abused. It's the most horrific thing in the whole world. And, you know, I'm not a doctor, but it kind of goes abuse people. That's kind of the pattern. Yes, so that's just what happens. And I understand the pattern. I get it. Not personally, but I do get the mindset behind it. So my first point is, you can't, no matter what happens to you, you can't blow someone's head off, especially your parents.
Right.
Okay. That you just can't do that. There's other ways to handle it. Let me finish because there is my side.
Okay.
If my parents were doing that to me, God forbid, I couldn't even imagine in my wildest dreams. But if you listen to some of the details that these brothers went through, they were sexually abused. I mean, like the cinnamon thing, you know, use your mind. So something else tastes better from your father. I would have thoughts of blowing my parents' heads off.
Right.
If that was happening and my mom was letting that happen to me, knowing that very same thing. But it's complex because you can't do that by law. You can't do that. And it was very premeditated, which is the grounds for first-degree murder. So that's why they got the life sentence. It was definitely premeditated because they talked about it. They told other people that one of the brothers wrote a script about it, about how they were going to kill their parents. And they definitely planned it out when they were going to do it. So that's premeditation by court law. Again, I'm not a lawyer or a doctor or anything, obviously, but that's premeditation by law. They're trying now to get the case retried. And I kind of get this and I kind of don't. I kind of see both sides, but they're trying to get manslaughter charges put on them and take away the first degree murder, the capital murder, which gives you a life sentence or death penalty. I think they took away the death penalty. Again, I'm just rambling here. Don't think these are facts coming from a lawyer, but they're trying to get the manslaughter charges put on because if they get rid of the first degree murder and they get the manslaughter charges, they've already served 30 years in prison. That'll be time served and they would walk free. Because they already had the time served.
I think they're both married too.
Which is another crazy thing.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? And I don't like highlighting. There's that one Gypsy Rose is in the news now. She
got married.
Well, she killed her mother.
Yes.
You know, the whole story. She had someone else kill a boyfriend of hers, kill her mother. But she was horribly abused. I mean, like she got her teeth taken out and all this stuff. So like her mother had a sickness, right? At this, again, I see both sides of that. But Gypsy Rose should not be a celebrity. No. If the Menendez brothers get out of jail, they're going to be celebrities. Society shouldn't make these people who went through horrific things. Again, I see both sides, but you should in no way be some sort of celebrity for doing what you did. You blew your parents' heads off. You had your mother murdered by your boyfriend. And I get the horrificness of it all. But if I had any of those things happen to me, I probably would kill that person that did it to me. But I would be like, listen, I'm accepting these consequences because this guy did some horrific things to me and I'm mentally abused the rest of my life. Maybe I'm putting too much of my mind in it, but I definitely see both sides.
My thing was if he really did call his therapist and because a lot of it, Jeff and I, when we discuss it, I'm like, is this really actually what happened? Did they really say this? Because that can kind of sway your opinion. But I'm like, if he went to his therapist and told his therapist that he killed his parents, why couldn't he have gone to his therapist instead of killing his parents and being like, okay, we're going to do this? Why not tell the therapist, listen, this is what's going on at home. And the therapist help him find help and the police and all that involved. But when I watched the other version, they said they were so scared of their dad, what he would do to them if they told. And that's why they felt like they had no other way.
Yeah, I don't want to pretend like either of us know what it's like to be sexually abused. Right. Because we don't at all. So I can't even put myself in that mindset because I'm sure your mind goes to a completely different place that we can't even fathom in our minds. So I'm sure with sexual abuse like that, I mean, it's so disgusting and sick. There is some sort of mental control as well as physical control. Yeah. When you are able to do that to someone over and over and over again, right? Right. And that in the 80s, especially, I'm sure it still happens today, that power, and especially if you're someone of power is doing that to you, AKA Diddy and everything going on right now, you're scared because you think, again, I'm just kind of spitballing here. I have no idea. But the power dynamic is they're not going to believe me. They're going to believe this person of power that they would never do something this despicable and nothing's going to happen. And I'm going to have to face the repercussions. And what I'm facing right now is already, how could it get worse than this? And if I tell, it might get worse. So I'm just kind of. Another
thing I wanted to know is from watching the Netflix, it seems like as of right now where we're at on the episode, the family is supporting them. The uncle, their whole side of their family. And I'm like, did that really happen? Did they really think they were innocent? Did they really believe them? Or do they still have contact with their family? I wish they could do like a documentary and talk to both guys, like let like a Lester Holt or someone go into the prison and do like a serious interview with them and talk about everything.
But see, I don't.
So you know, like what's true and what's not.
I know what you're saying.
Not to be a celebrity. I don't mean
But
that.
that makes them a
just hearing it from them.
Yeah, but they're going to give. Yeah, I know what you're saying. They're obviously going to give their version and what it is, what it's now over 30 years. I'm sure that version changes.
Like, do they have any regrets? Do they sit in prison or like, maybe we should have just told, maybe we shouldn't have done it? Or are they like, no, I don't regret at all? Like, I would love to know like things like that.
Yeah, I know it's complex because I do see both sides. I'm sure they were spoiled kids.
Oh,
and I think part of them wanted to get rid of their parents for the money as well, but also to stop the sexual abuse. So I totally get both. I could argue both sides of what's happening. But in the end, you can't do that.
No.
And we can't have people, especially now in today's day and age, shooting up schools and they think it's okay because it's copycat. And having the Menendez brothers or Gypsy Rose get some sort of celebrity status for killing their parents, that just some average Joe might think he has problems with his parents, and it's really not to the extent or level that the Menendez brothers went through. And they're like, you know what? They did it. I could do it too, and I'll probably get out of jail one day, and I'll be a celebrity for it. That's where I get worried about that.
Well, people were having complaints about the girl, Anna, what is her last name?
Nicole Smith?
No. The one that Inventing Anna that we watched.
Oh, Anna Delvey.
Yes.
She's on Dancing with the Stars.
And they like decorated her ankle brace. And Cheryl, I believe Cheryl Burke is the one that came out and was just like, are we really like highlighting that she's a celebrity?
And she's not allowed to leave with that ankle brace. First of all,
she already got voted off, they said.
Oh, it already happened?
I saw that she got voted off.
But an ankle brace makes sure you don't leave wherever the government tells you can't leave, whether it's your house or a certain area. But she's allowed to go film Dancing with the Stars. The government's like cool with that.
I know. I thought that was out of all people to pick. You couldn't have found like I'm sure there's a C-list reality star out there that would just be dying to do that. You had to pick her.
Well, they got eyeballs on it. I guess that's the name of the game.
Well, she's already voted off. It's the people that vote. Isn't that still how they do it? Unless they've changed it.
Yeah, it is the people.
Yeah, obviously the people didn't want her. She's voted off already.
Well, yeah. So, I don't know. I just don't like making celebrities out of like criminal people, you know?
Yeah.
And because it just encourages younger kids and the younger generation to be like, hey, they did this and got away with it and now they're a celebrity. I got nothing going on with my life. I'll give it a shot.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Whatever.
Okay.
Take a break.
Yeah, we'll take. Sorry, no, we'll take a break.
All right. Welcome back. You know what I'm drinking?
What?
I was moving some stuff around in the cabinet, and I found like some peach drinks or something you had that you did some ad for. That's good for your skin. It's like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh,
Cerevital?
Yes, Cerevital's good.
Could I drink that? Because I did.
Yeah, it's good. It's supposed to help like collagen. Yeah, no, Cerevital's good. If anybody, comment on here if you take it.
This isn't an ad for Cerevital. That's what I put peach because I love peach. Peach is like my favorite.
Yeah.
Drink. And so I saw peach and I was like, oh, what are these things?
Well, it's good for your, it's good for your skin.
And what's that other stuff you have up there? Colostrum?
Oh, Armra. I take that too. It's good for your gut health. I take AG1. So the last time I went to the doctor, because I told her, I said, I'm taking Armra and I'm taking AG1. I'm taking both of those. Am I doing too much? And then she goes, well, we'll be able to tell because your blood work. But my blood work came back fine.
Oh, well, so I just find things in the cabinet and I drink them.
Well, I'm trying to like change things. And I didn't know everything. All your problems start with your gut. Like I never knew that growing up.
Yeah, that's like a big thing these days.
And then now that's why, G1 and Armra and all that. This is not ads.
No, not at all. But that's, I don't know, we could get into a different place because, I'm on that. I'm not on the carnivore diet, but that's kind of like my formula. And it's worked for me. And I lost a lot of weight.
You've dropped 30 pounds since January.
And every time I see somebody, like I had a meeting with some old people from work the other day and they're like, have you lost more weight?
You look like you've lost even more. And I keep telling you that. I'm like, you look even skinnier. Like when I see you with your shirt off, I'm like, the other day you had your wife beater on. And I was like, you look like a little college kid. And I was like, ew, get fatter.
Well, no, listen, that's
Or
the name of the game.
bulk up.
Or can't people like, I'm 46. What do you want me? You want me to look like one of the guys, the actors from Menendez Brothers, dude?
Oh, no. Oh, those guys are ripped. The actors.
Yeah. No, not the Menendez themselves, the actors. I said the actors.
Yeah, that one guy's ripped.
Yeah, they're also probably 30 years old.
Yeah, but they also probably had trainers.
Yeah, so relax with bulking up. But my whole point is like, nobody's ever happy. You know, like when someone, you're like, oh, can I help you lose weight? Here's some tips. And then you lose weight, they're like, you're too skinny. You need to gain some weight. It's like, where's the happy part? Or like, I'm on this carnivore diet.
No, I'm joking with you. I'm not getting whatever makes you happy, be that weight.
I know, I hear it from other people, but then I'm like, oh, I tried this carnivore diet and it works for me. And then other people, that doesn't work. You shouldn't do that.
It's not good for you.
It's not good for your body. It's like, well, obviously it is. It's working. And again, I'm not straight carnivore. I eat salads and fruits and things like that. What I've definitely cut out is sugars.
Yeah.
I don't eat any sweets. I've cut out carbs, which I really don't hardly eat like zero carbs, not even rice. Once in a while now, I'll treat myself like to a slice of pizza or something. But
doesn't it hurt your stomach if you do?
No, it's so good. I love it. And my problem is I want to eat the whole thing. But I don't give myself cheat days, because in the past I'd give myself cheat days, but then one cheat day became another cheat day. Okay. And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to eat this bag of chips. And then one bag of chips turns into 20 bags of chips because I'm like, oh, it's a cheat day. I'll just do whatever I want. Mm-hmm. But then I was doing 2 or 3 of those a week while trying to balance out workout. You have to just I have to be strict. I'm done telling people what to do. You have to find out what works for you. But when you find something that works for you, then people are like, that's not healthy for you. Don't eat the egg yolk. Avocados are good for you. They're not good for you. It's like, man,
just do what works for you and stay in your lane.
Yeah.
I never when I was working out.
And I work hard at it. So instead of saying like, hey, man, you really put in the work, huh? It's like, nah, you need to change.
Well, you work out like 5 days a week. Yeah. And you do this diet, but you still drink alcohol every weekend.
I have some fun on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't, even when I have a couple beers, I don't let myself like eat a whole pizza. I still eat good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I still eat clean, even though I'm drinking, which isn't great. But I still don't eat chips and stuff at parties and things like that.
That's a lot of self-control. I don't have that.
Yeah, you do. You haven't drank all year. That's self-control.
I know, but like my thing, and I've said this before in the podcast, I can cut out alcohol, no problem. It doesn't bother me. My thing is carbs. I love like bread, pita, hummus, things like that. And I tried not to. I've been better at it. Like I did, because I was just busy with things. This was like right after you lost your job. I think I didn't walk for 2 weeks, and I could like feel, and I always walk, and I get big from my waist down. Well, my arms lately have gotten fat too. I just gained it all over. I'm down from when I started the weight loss drugs. I never gained the weight back from the weight I lost from the weight loss drug. I'm down like 25, but that's good, it. Though. No, but I got it's hard. Like I don't lose it like you do. I got it everywhere, but I'm trying. I mean, at least you're walking. I'm like doing things to move in the right path. Yeah. Right. Cutting out alcohol, and I will have maybe like New Year's, maybe just a cheers to myself. Like, hey, you did it a year, but not to get drunk. Just like a cheers and have a toast to myself. Me and you can.
Once you break that seal.
No, but it's easy for me to cut out alcohol. It's harder for me. I love sweets too. I always love sweets.
I do like a good chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, when they warm it up.
Oh, man.
I like chocolate chip cookie and coffee. Like if I have a nice coffee, actually at that place that I talked about last episode, that when we went to Evergreen and I had a coffee, they gave you like a small little chocolate to go with your coffee.
A little biscotti?
It was so cute. And I was like, I love that. But yeah, no, weight loss is hard, especially when you get older. I used to never have problems. I had lost all my weight with the boys, and COVID really just kind of threw me off.
Yeah, COVID, getting older.
I think everybody.
I didn't even mean to get into this whole thing. What I was trying to get into was like, it works for me and I feel good. But if I don't work out, it's definitely affects my mental health.
Me too.
Like if I don't work out for a couple of days, I notice I'm stressed. I'm like lazy. On edge. Yeah, I'm a little more lazy.
I am.
It's like,
I didn't mean you. I meant
no. It's all of it, and I have to for my mental health, not even for how I look. That's secondary. It's for my mental health, because if I work out first thing in the morning, my day is going to be better because that's out of my mind, and I'm like, all right, I could focus on other things. And my mind these days are starting to spin because I have no routine. I'm stressing out about not finding a job. We have 1,000,001 things going on over here. And none of it's making me money. Well, this is making a couple bucks, but it's like, so I have to keep on my workout routine as much as I'm like, in my head is telling me, what do you need to work out for? It's like every day you don't need to make the bed. Don't make the bed, but I make the bed every day.
You have to make the bed. That starts your day.
In my head tells me every day, you don't need to make the bed today. You got nothing going on. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, and then I brush my teeth. I'm like, what am I doing? It's like I have two people in my head. I'm psycho. And then I'll go to work out and they're like, dude, you don't need to work out. Just chill out. Relax today. You deserve it. And I'm like, what? It's like someone in my head. And I just go, it's every day. And then I have to work out. And I have to like beat down the angel and devil on my shoulder. You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to listen to the devil. And it's like, what are you doing today? It's Tuesday. Go have some beers with your friends. Make yourself feel better. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And I'm like, what am I doing? I have to get to work. I have to get these things done, you know? Mm. Do you have that or am I crazy?
No, I have that. I make the beds every single morning. I've done that since high school. I always made my bed. And it just starts your day. I think when you don't make your bed, it's just already sets it up for not a good day. Yeah. Once you make your bed, I feel like, okay, and then I do my next thing.
Real quick, I've said this on a podcast before, but I want to say it again. If you need help beating down the demons or the devil or whatever I was just talking about and about making your bed, watch General McRaven's speech. Google General McRaven's speech. He gives a commencement speech. And every time I'm like, kind of losing my routine, I listen to that speech
and it gets you
and it fires me up. And he goes, if you want to win the day, it's the only reason I make my bed every single day. He goes, if you want to win the day, start with a W, make your bed in the morning. And he goes, as Marines, we had to make our beds like perfect. He goes, make your bed. That's your first win of the day. And I don't know, he goes on from there, but sorry, that's the whole bed thing.
No, that, and then like I said earlier, if I don't walk, I can tell.
Admiral McRaven, one of those, sorry. I keep cutting you off.
Oh, you're fine. Well, we're almost done anyways. Yes, my mental health. I'm moody if I don't walk. So I try to drop the boys off and come straight home and then go walk, because I took off for like 2 weeks. I didn't walk because I just had things to do. And then I could tell I was like, I'm just off. I felt off, and I don't like feeling like I'm lazy. I don't feel like yesterday, got up, did almost 5 miles, came home, put up some Halloween stuff that I wasn't planning on doing. I mean, I worked all day and then went with you late in practice and then came back home and worked on more stuff and then putting the kids to bed. I mean, it's like a whole thing, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah, of course. That's kind of what I was saying. Like I'm kind of not depressed, but you know,
you're just depressed right now because nobody's getting back to you for jobs. Right. That's what it is. And that's what's really stressing you out.
And that's why like the demons, not the demons, I don't want to say that, like I'm sounding nuts, but they're getting louder, you know, and everything is telling me, you don't have work tomorrow, go play. You know what I mean? It's like, it's weird how they get a little louder when, you know, you have nothing going on.
But if you start playing and going during the week and like, oh, I'll go play golf. Oh, I'll go drink here. Oh, I'll go do that. Then all the goals, then all the goals start slipping away. But if you're like, no, I'm working out, I'm going to sit here at the computer. Maybe if I don't have much going on, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to find more things. I'm going to reach out to more people and stay focused. It will eventually happen. Yeah, you have to give yourself grace. You've only been without a job 3 weeks, I think, right? 3 weeks.
I know, but it's just
It's because you've had a job 7 years doing the same thing for 7 years, and it's a change, and it's a change for a lot of people at your work, and it is scary. It's scary when you just found out like a bunch of people that used to work with, a big group, all just got laid off again. It's just a really bad time with like what you do.
It's at Paramount, CBS Paramount. They laid off this industry is just crazy right now. So it's a struggle. But the point of the whole thing is you got to keep your mind right.
Yes.
Otherwise it's a slippery slope and it's real easy to fall down that slope. Mm-hmm. So if you're struggling with something out there, or you don't have to be on any sort of level, just get a win each day. Give yourself a win, and that'll mentally help you feel better. And you got to start there. So I'm starting from basics too, just trying to get that win and get my mind right and get that other devil off my shoulder and keep climbing uphill.
I think it's too, and then we'll go off on this. You have some interviews, you could say, maybe this week. And the one you don't really care about, I think. And then the one you really want is tomorrow. And you're hoping that something happens. And I think that's you just like, oh, if I get there and they don't offer me anything, or I don't get the right person I talk to, then what? Because that's kind of like my hoping to stay here in Denver.
Yeah, kind of.
And that's like what your mind's going. But if they don't, give it a couple weeks and call them back again. That's what you have to do. And then they're like, who's this guy calling us? Who is it? Oh, it's this Jeff guy. Okay, we'll give him a job.
All right. Well, let's end there on a positive note.
Okay. All right. Thank you for listening, downloading, subscribing, tagging your friends. We will see you next week. I will put the Q&A stuff on my Instagram. I don't know. I'll do it tomorrow. And make sure you send in your questions. Oh, it doesn't matter because this is already going to be recorded, right?
It'll be out on your Instagram.
Yeah, it'll be out on my Instagram. And yeah, bye.
Off to the next thing.